Hello, thanks for tuning in. We're about to start Chapter 3 for Fatal Force. At the end of Chapter 2, we found one of the girls that Andy met right after the speech Mickey gave at the university, or the academy rather. Her name was Jennifer, and she's the arrogant, hot-headed one. So they found her in the cafeteria, chopped up into pieces, and apparently Wendigo did it, I think. So we should figure out what a Wendigo is right now. It's about to start Chapter 3. Wendigo. Wendigo. A mythological creature, an evil spirit, and folklore coming from the First Nation Algonquin tribes based in the northern forests of Nova Scotia. The Canadian East Coast and the Great Lakes, situated between Canada and the United States. It's depicted as a monstrous, malevolent spirit. It inherits characteristics of a human, or a spirit who has taken possession of a human being. Its influence is said to invoke acts of murder, insatiable greed, cannibalism, cultural taboos. There are even a medical term coined after it, Wendigo psychosis. It's described as a syndrome where symptoms generally surrounding a deep crave for human flesh and the fear of becoming a cannibal. Wendigo psychosis is also associated with environmental destruction and greed in some indigenous communities. Wendigos are exceptionally strong, even by monster standards, and grow even more vicious as the full moon approaches. They have the capability of snapping necks and tearing humans apart limb from limb effortlessly. They can even drag multiple people up a tree with ease. Full moon, Almost sounds like classic werewolf mythology, but even more sinister, ain't that right? Just imagine, one night you were busy playing the game, chatting online with your friends, and you were alone in the house where your parents are not home. Suddenly, the power supply was cut off, and you can still go online because you were using the battery on your computer or headphone. Then suddenly, the door in your room opens by itself, and you didn't realize it because you were still busy playing on the phone or computer. Something's behind you. Then you try to peek. Bah! My bad. Sorry about that. Well, I do want to just remind you that this novel isn't suited for those who always feel a bit of edginess in them. It's going to be all nonsensical stories and awkward moments, blah blah blah. I mean, now that I say it, we're kind of already in that territory now. That things are only going to get more nonsensical after this, and a lot more tragic. I really don't know what to do after seeing what just happened. I'm glad right here, though, it seems that things were about to get much more complicated than anticipated. First, he has to deal with me possibly going rampant as a werewolf when the next full moon comes in now. We have a Wendigo in the college. I'm honestly just unable to really hold myself together. So many things I wasn't ready for. Werewolves. And now Wendigos. Like, that thing definitely attacked Jennifer. I mean, at least he kinda got payback for treating my friend and I like trash. Especially about all the furry phantom crap. But now, after that horror of a discovery, Dravier asked me to pack everything at my hostel. His face is just so complete terror as he was instructing me to do so. I walked back to my room and stared at the bed where Zero is sleeping. Oh, he's gone. Seems he's already awake then. But where could he be? I mean, now that little guy, he's probably anywhere. Know that little guy is probably anywhere. Always making unexpected appearances in random places. I take a breath and start packing up my stuff. I grab my cloth, my books, and my trophy. Look at the trophy for a while. It was the one that Draco kept holding and sniffing. It isn't really that valuable, to be honest. I won it last year against the seniors in a chess tournament. I mean, it was my first and only time joining it. Just because some of the cocky seniors challenged me to do it all because I wanted to just make them start bullying Timmy. And I mean, I did defeat all of the 20 contestants despite them being pros. It was probably just an extremely lucky fluke though. Maybe I should keep it after all. Why not? Well, there's everything packed, not too much it seems, 3 bags. I lifted one of them. Wow, this is really light. Like it doesn't weigh anything at all. Is this some kind of river power thingy? Well, I think back has honestly been quite a few days since I've been bitten now. In almost all the movies that you see stuff like this happening, and the victim always goes into this crazy dilemma of trying to not hurt anyone and get depressed and alone and stuff like that. Most of them start getting aggressive, especially when the full moon is approaching. Me on the other hand, I feel nothing, I guess. I just feel calm. Perhaps it's with the help of Draco that's given me the courage to look forward. I don't know. I'm getting myself wrapped up in my mind now. Whisper. Huh? Who's that? Was someone whispering at me? My eyes dart around the room. No one, just me, only me. And probably just my imagination. Whisper. What? Who's there? I instinctively warned that I was frightened until I saw something at the corner just next to my wardrobe. This is just Whisper. I am your inner mind. My inner mind. The room's getting darker. I'm starting to feel that I really shouldn't be staying much longer here. Listen to this Whisper. The voice, it was starting to drive me crazy. Look, go away. I'm not afraid of you. Let's focus back on the thing in the corner. A vase? This winter my room have a vase. I saw it every time I've been cleaning my room. I've never seen that vase before. Listen. Listen to this cute inner voice. You are not alone as long as you give this little one a candy. Wait, what? You will be protected from the force of darkness so long you provide a piece of candy as a sacrifice. The heat vase started moving by itself with a wagging tail. Oh. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, while I wonder what you are. Yay! He sang while making a cute face wearing his vase costume with a single flower resting on top of it. Honestly, where in the world does he continue to get these costumes? Better yet, how is he able to bring it in here, like he doesn't hold a bag or anything costume related on the go? He stood in front of me with a cute smile, hoping that I was going to give him something. So you want some candy, Zero? His tail wagged faster as he nodded. A wolf that eats candy, huh? Zero moved the vase costume and stood next to me, waiting for the candy. I rummaged through my bag. I think I had some of it, at least since I bought it a lot before for my study sessions, especially during night study prep. I found it, some lemon honey candy. Only got a few of them left. I give it all to Zero. He seemed to be very excited. He sat next to me and began eating it. I began petting his head. I could feel something really fluffy when petting his head, like too soft even when he's wearing his headband. Why is he wearing a headband? Suddenly he turned and looked at me. Don't worry, I will protect you. Huh? Protect me? How can someone like you protect me? Hey, don't say that. I got my trusted Pa attack. Pa? Yep, Pa. Plasma arc wave. Man, this kid just... Bleh. He looked at me with those cute eyes again. Man. He looked so innocent, yet I can feel jealousy rising inside me just looking at him. He's so happy and just carefree without a single problem to deal with, and here I am, always thinking life just feels miserable. There. My life story always has all logic thrown out the window by this point. I just wish I could be like him. Suddenly, Zero's ears flip up like he was wearing something. Someone was coming. There was a knock on the door. I gingerly approached the door. Yay, Lisa. He's freezing happily. Looks like I got nothing to worry about. I opened the door casually. Hey, so Draco sent you to pick me up? She smiled at me. The chief is already on the move to his base. I'm here to take you there. Please, wear this. A blindfold? Again? What is it with them being so secretive about their hideout? It's not that we're going to be telling anyone about it. Why do you guys want me to wear this anyway? She could tell I was getting pretty doubtful of their actions. I wanted to clear this confusion in my mind. It's just general protocol for any outsider, especially for someone who listed under the code red. Code red? Like wanted? She looked at Zero. Zero started wagging his tail. He seemed excited to see her. Lisa, look. Zero showed Lisa the few pieces of candy that I had given him. She smiled and started petting Zero lightly. I could tell his excitement from his wagging tail. Andy, we should really go now. Please, just put on the blindfold. If you have any questions, I fear I can't answer them. Mostly because I'm only following orders. Wait, from who? I began to put on a blindfold. Well, the chief, of course. Chief, you mean Draco? I don't know if I should ask Draco or not, given that Wolf really can't take my words seriously. Lisa merely smiled and helped finish tying up my blindfold. Once again, plunging my view in the darkness, only my touch and hearing is going to help me now. I suddenly feel something thudding past my leg and out the door. Must be Zero. Oh wait, what about my stuff? Oh, don't worry about it. The commander will pick them up for you. Commander? Who are these people? I feel like I'm being handled for some secret military or government operation like the Secret Service. Well, what do you know? Good timing. Please pick up those bags and deposit them at our base, thank you. Here's someone passing by us and entering my room. Something seemed familiar about the commander. His smell reminds me of wolves. Tony. He was the guy who drove us this morning. I'm kind of surprised. I could recall his scent. Maybe mine's as sensitive as a wolf's now. Alright, enough of this stuff. I need to calm myself down somehow. Let's go, Andy. Lisa began to guide me along. I can't see, but somehow I keep sensing stuff around me. Sometimes I can even hear a lot of people talking, even those not near me. It's really screwing with my mind. Too much stimulus in my head feels like it's ready to explode. I can even hear people talking about a murder at the cafeteria. Yeah, the police already arrived there now. My head is starting to spin from all of the noises and smells. It's extremely overwhelming, but I push on and continue walking anyways. Finally, I could hear the car door open. I entered, and Elisa closed the door. Silence, just dead silence. I could smell something. It's from a flower. I'm not entirely certain, but I somehow recognized this flower scent. It's chamomile. Huh? You kept sniffing around the moment you entered. Kind of funny how pale your face was just before you came in. I lifted the blindfold. What? Draco's next. Draco's right next to me? Wait. How is he able to fit in here? He's enormous. Or I guess his car is built large for him. Ah, hey. Why did you remove the blindfold? You know you're not supposed to remove it until we arrive back at my home. Yeah, must have been excited to know I'm here, eh? He chuckled with a mild growling tone and looked at me. I looked away, flustered. It seems that the beast inside you is starting to grow. The full moon's approaching. I guess wearing that blindfold will have become useless sooner or later, given you eventually figure it out yourself even without sight. He winked and lightly elbowed me. That's the point about the blindfold. I guess I wasn't just imagining it. My senses have started to become far more acute than a normal human. The blindfold was only delaying the inevitable. Well, could you now please tell me everything, Draco? And don't lie again, you promised. I tell him firmly. He just readjusted his sitting position calmly. Alright, first things first. You already guessed that Zero, Megan and I are werewolves, but simultaneously we aren't. Wait, what do you mean? You remember when you asked to see our hands? Megan and I have no paws, yet Zero had them. Also, yeah, I noticed you kept looking at our butts. Megan and I don't have tails like Zero's. It seems he already knows what I'm thinking about them. So, you're like a special type of werewolf? Oh, no, you silly. We're a hybrid. Part werewolf, part beastman. He chuckled. And looked at him, trying to process what he meant. A hybrid. Between a werewolf and a beastman? That they're both types of monsters. They're also identical. There shouldn't be anything massively different. But what's the difference? Oh, come on, you already know an answer, silly. I continued to look at him, with my brain still slowly churning through everything I could think of as he stared at me. He started showing his fangs. It clicked in my head. You can't turn back into a human, can you? Exactly. 100 marks for you. Though here's another thing you probably didn't think of. He whipped out a knife from seemingly nowhere and drove it straight into his hand. What? Draco, are you okay? Have you gone insane? Shh. Look carefully, Andy. He pulled out the knife, and I could see the hole puncturing straight through his hand. Smoke suddenly started forming around the cut. The wound was rapidly closing, and within a second, nothing. The wound was gone. Healing speed. He nodded and patted my head with his large hand. But, of course, the three of us are different kinds of hybrids, given we have different features technically. Well, I mean, what do you mean exactly? You see, Mickey was also a human. Wait, what? How did he become a hybrid? Given the reports long ago, he was attacked and was pretty much dead. Almost all of his internal organs had failed and needed to have replacement organs. Specifically, those from a beastman. I don't really even know how to properly process that. Everything feels like a part sci-fi, part fantasy story now. So like, Mickey just turned into who he is now? Well, almost. He was initially an extremely aggressive guy to try and deal with. He was practically a wild animal. Wait, really? How in the world is that guy who always seems to be a cheerful pervert at almost all times start off as much as such an aggressive being? Yeah, really. I mean, think about it. One moment you're human, the next moment you're attacked and blacked out, then the next moment you're awake and part monster. I'm speechless. These stories feel so unbelievable. So you're telling me that his body shut down and he went into a coma, and then when he woke up, he was transformed into a white wolfish creature? Kinda. He smiled, then pulled open a drawer in front of his seat. Here, you might be thirsty. He gave me a bottle of, I think, lime juice. I tried to open it. Give me that. I gave him the bottle back and he quickly popped the cap open. Man's kind. Oh, shitty. He just chugged it. That hits the spot. He stared at me for a moment before relaxing and chuckling again. Don't take it seriously, kiddo. I'm just playing around here. He pulled another one out and popped his cap again. Man, Draco really has a habit of chucking jokes whenever he can, huh? I take a sip of the lime juice. Honestly, it's not that sour nor too sweet. I start drinking more. Really lovely flavor. Oh, oops. I didn't realize I already finished it. So, was Zero the same? Like, just a human child turned to the same way as Mickey? Draco's cheerfulness died instantly. He took a few small breaths. Actually, no. He is, well, at least was older than me. Wait, but like, how? He looks really small to be older than you. Draco took another sharp breath. Oh boy, how did I put this into words? Well, okay, look. Basically, he was born Beastman and then got bitten by a werewolf. There, end of story. Oh boy, this fishy stuff again. Look, I know what you're going to ask. I really wish I could tell you more about him, but there's a part that I just can't. I'm sorry. Just Zero. As long as he's okay, then I'm fine with that. He's already been suffering through so much. I just let him be now, even though he's already lost his memories. Whoa, wait a minute. Mickey mentioned something like this before. He mentioned that it was rare to see his old self a while ago. So Zero has amnesia, but every once in a while his memories come back when he's asleep. Draco nodded slowly and turned away. He was hiding something. Kind of. His memories are actually unpredictable. The recalls can happen spontaneously while he's busy playing. He had one case where it happened while he was eating. These spontaneous memory recalls only last for a really short moment, and then he just goes back to being his current childish self. He looked back at me, hoping that I could just trust his word. Well, I guess that isn't point in asking about Zero's background now. He knows better than I do, after all. Blah. These conversations are starting to make my mouth dry up really quickly now. Draco flicked his ear and looked at me concerned. Are you alright, Andy? You look pale. It is my chance, he asked. I think I'm still thirsty. Ain't no need to be so concerned about asking. He chuckled and began digging into a strange box in front of him. Here, try this orange juice. He pulled out a bottle and passed it to me. I checked to see what brand it was. It's just a brandless bottle. It's a plain old bottle of orange juice. Weird. No way he's made this orange juice and kept it here. What's even weirder is that it's still really cold when I touch it. I hesitate for a bit before drinking. It's familiar. I look at Draco. He smiled at me. The taste isn't bad, to be honest. I took a large sip and let it sit in my mouth. It's an odd flavor, but makes it feel sort of fresh. I'm kind of amazed by that. Then it clicked in my head. Do you miss this with ginger? Did I? He winked at me. He really did. I really like it. Though why did he make this? Why go through the trouble of making this one drink for me? You didn't answer to drink it with me. What's wrong? You don't like it? Oh, no, no, no. I really like it. I really enjoy it. It tastes really good. Now, I see. So, do you feel better now? Yeah, much better, thanks, Dwayne. He started blushing a little under his fur. I could tell he was trying to hide it. It's really cute. So, when did you get bitten? You're a hybrid as well, yeah? I was still curious about the hybrid deal. It's not an everyday occurrence to hear about anyways, or any of that or any of this for that matter. I hold the bottle of orange ginger juice and continue sipping as I listen to the radio. No, actually, I've never been bitten. Huh? Right, so that means I guess I was born with this. He was scratching his head while looking at me. So if he didn't get bitten, he was just born with these things. Then for Drago's case, it comes from your parents? Yep. When I was a child, I guess pup, given that's the term you humans use for canines, I was raised by my mother. I thought my mother was human until I learned that she was a werewolf. On the day she got killed in front of me by another werewolf. I stopped my drinking when I listened to the tragic stories of his life. I can't even imagine how that feels. Someone you love just killed, right in front of you, dead. The closest I've gotten is my mom's passing a long time ago from cancer, but even then I had a chance to say goodbye. Dracula, you've gone through so much. I, I'm really sorry, I mean it. Look at his face, he seems rather calm about it. No tears, nothing. I guess he's gotten over it. Don't worry about it. It's okay, but thanks. So then, where's your father? He's a beastman, I assume. He is, though. I never met him, nor do I know where he is, nor do I know what has happened to him. And then asked my mother about my father. She told me that every time she looked at me, she would see my father, but just a different color or fur. What color? I think blue, dark blue, I don't remember. My mother didn't tell me anything specifically about him except for one thing. About a certain place. His tone started to drop. I could tell he was becoming really serious about it again. I know he keeps hiding about it, but right now, I think everything gets more sense. The land of the wolves. One of the places of the hidden world. You're still wondering whether that place exists or not, aren't you? He smirked. He began to return to his cool side. Didn't I? Or didn't you? I gave a light smile to him and continued sipping my drink. Well, yeah, I'm still uncertain what that place really is and where it's located. But my mother will always say that one day, if I do manage to find it and manage to go in there, do not seek revenge on their people. Once again, I stopped my drinking and began to get confused with that statement. But what do you mean by revenge? I mean, if I do find a way in, I'm most likely going to find an answer as to what happened to my father. That is a very high possibility that he's already dead. Probably killed by someone who knows. You'll just follow that? Huh? He flipped his ear and cocked his hand at me. I mean, if both your mom and dad were murdered, did you ever try to find who the killer was? He sighed at her. I asked. You see, I already know who killed my mother. I still remember it clearly since I was the one who killed him. As for my father, though, no, I didn't say he was actually killed. I'm only suggesting that he might have been killed. Still, you didn't. Still, you did have revenge for your mother. You silly. It would just naturally run its course once you're in the hidden world, right? You're wrong. I didn't kill him for vengeance. He lowered his voice a little bit. I actually killed him because of that. Because at the time he was after me too. It automatically triggered my beast side to kill him. It was self-defense, which isn't the same as revenge. It just looks like it. I feel like I'm starting to regret asking him about this. It's been He's been through a lot, just trying to protect himself and to survive. Draco slowly looked away from me. He's trying to avoid me. Oh, dear no. I hurt his feelings, didn't I? Even though I now consider I know I consider a monster, I still feel like a human at times. I miss my mother. Crap, what have I done? For someone who's been almost always happy on stern, I'd never seen him tremble before. I was shaking, trying to hold off his thoughts. Draco. Without hesitation, I get close to him and give him a hug. He seemed to be shocked by it. Andy. His voice felt like he was on the verge of crying. He was holding it in still. Slowly his arm followed through and replied. He was trying to hug back. But he suddenly stopped midway. His hands moved from my sides to my head and started petting me lightly. I looked up at his face. He was trying to smile, though I can still feel the sadness in his eyes. I bet he's already been through a lot in his life. Chief, hold on. Suddenly I hear a woman screaming. Draco pulled me up to his chest. He was bracing me for the sudden impact. What's going on? Something is approaching us. He whipped out a knife from his jacket. What are you doing? Look, stay quiet, and no matter what happens, stay in the car. He slid his hand and quickly slathered a little of his blood on my head. What was he doing? By the prayer upon thee, secret technique or the wolves, hidden. So that's what he did back at the hostel. He did actually make himself invisible to others. Was he hiding me with the scent of his blood? I know you'll be able to hear me, Andy, but remember, absolutely do not leave this car. I pushed open the door, stepped out, and slammed the door. He pushed open the door, stepped out, and slammed the door. He seemed to be in a serious rush. What's going on here? Lisa, what's happening? She didn't respond. Man, I really wish I could see what's happening outside, but I can't. I forgot this car is for a privacy-type car. Bam! What the hell is that? Okay. Calm down. Just stay patient. Draco will come back soon. Well, no, actually. He never said he was coming back. Bam. Holy fucking hell. It felt like something just hit the vehicle. This vehicle seems to be almost a tank. The impact seemed to have done nothing to it. Good thing I stayed in the car. Seems like everyone in the car is alright. He will die. Huh? What? What was that? In a panic situation, I tried to look around me. I swung my head around in a panic. I would assume Zero, given he always likes to impress on me, but he's not here. Did it just go silent outside? It's all over, dearie. I could hear it again. Who the hell is it? Draco, is he in trouble? I could hear him screaming out in pain. I need to go out and see. I need something though. I shouldn't just go out there without protecting myself. I started digging inside around the seat area. Wish I could find something like a baseball bat, a metallic bat. What in the world is it inside the car? Whatever. It's certainly far better than nothing. I pushed open the door and slowly exited the vehicle. I could see at the front of the car two beasts facing against each other. Wait, is that the werewolf who attacked me before? Why is that werewolf here? The werewolf continued to attack Draco as he countered the werewolf with his hand. Just take this. And this. Ugh. Damn, he even understands martial arts well, huh? I was fixated on their fighting pattern for a bit, then checked back in the car to find Lisa and Tony. Gone? Zero is also not here, though I guess he might have an enchantment for the three of them. I continued to focus on the fight itself. I accidentally dropped the metal bat. It clanged against the ground, and I suddenly fell silent. The dark brown werewolf turned to the sound and started bolting towards me. Well, shit. Zero, what the hell are you doing? I told you to stay in the car. Eh? Wait, Zero. Why is he shouting Zero's name? He's looking at me too. The werewolf was still charging at me, but now I'm more confused. Wait a second, I think I know what they're doing. Draco, you. I think I already figured it out somehow. Yeah. I think I heard a gunshot from far away. I can't tell where it came from, though. That must be Mickey. He managed to shoot that werewolf from far away, I think. Zero, now! The werewolf was hit. Mickey must have nailed him. Suddenly, I hear a boulder flying towards the werewolf. Happy birthday to you! Zero was killing it and hurled it straight at the werewolf. The stone slammed the werewolf, sending it sideways and driving it down to the ground. What in the world did I just see? Draco stood still there. Despite his appearance, he seemed pretty satisfied with the result. Suddenly, Draco turned around and walked up to me, picking up the metal bed that I had dropped on accident. Don't worry about it, bud. There's nothing to worry about now. He lightly pulled my head, and I could feel something light go down my body. It seems I've returned to being invisible again. So what now? I asked. Draco gave me his charming smile and turned back to walk back to the werewolf. Draco raises the bat and gives it a swing. I turn it into a huge sword. It feels like watching an action movie, except now, real. I can feel the trembling air down on my skin. The amount of euphoria going down me was immense. I'm certainly never going to forget this day. Draco pointed his sword to the werewolf that was still on the ground, unable to stand. You want to kill him, Draco? I answered, that's probably a stupid question, but at least I know who's the one who bit me. No, I need to do some judgment first. He held the sword across his face, resting one hand on the end of the blade and the other on the handle. The sword's blade was like a mirror, reflecting the light to the werewolf, who seemed to have been trying to avoid looking at it. Judgment. Witch's scream. Draco leapt backwards. Suddenly, he seemed to have been trying to avoid something. The atmosphere was changing. I don't know how I know, but I can feel something sinister happening. Time to stop again. Wait, again? Everyone, take cover! I have no idea what she's talking about, but I'm not going to bother questioning. I began to bolt away, but in a second I was about to realize why. A massive lightning bolt struck everywhere around the area. Oh God. Fuck, run. Just keep running. Just keep running. Now I'm tripping forward. Shit. I can hear a huge lightning bolt racing towards me. I'm going to die. Andy. Draco grabbed me by my arm and hauled me away, just barely avoiding the lightning. He saved me. He was carrying me like a baby. My face was squished up against his chest, and I could hear his heartbeat. It feels like I'm flying. He was gripping onto me tightly, making sure I wasn't going to fall as he was bounding. He stopped whining and took cover under an area where the lightning could not strike, not far from where we left the car. Now wondering about the lightning, is it some sort of enchantment? Is everyone okay? I started looking around the area that still had lightning. Meanwhile, Draco put me down slowly. Lisa, Tony, and Zero, we need to save them. Don't worry about them. They know how to handle situations like this. He explained. He looked back to the lightning struck area. Yeah, kinda. You're late. God. Hey, at least I did the job properly, even from a distance. Yeah, that's fair. Your aim is quite impeccable. Draco gives praise to Mickey and sees Mickey trying to hide his blessing. Now that I think about it, though, how the heck did he get here? Oh, huh? Zero's behind Mickey, who's just sleeping inside some kind of backpack. Damn, Zero can somehow go from eating boulders and watching lightning bolts coming streaming down from the sky to sleep just like that. Mickey, how far were you when you made that shot? Huh? What do you mean? Considering that Zero is already here, that means you already were alerted of what was going to happen. Mickey stopped and flicked his ears. Draco, still looking at the never-ending lightning, put his hand on his muzzle, thinking. How far is 2 kilometers from here? What? That's pretty damn far. I don't know any handgun that can properly hit a target at 3/4 that distance, let alone hit a target perfectly at a group of people. Is he using a special handgun for sniping? Oh, and as for why I eventually got here, if I took the side, I felt that something wasn't right, so I just rushed over. Knew things were going to get more problematic when I heard Draco shouting, so I managed to grab the closest person to me, which was Zero. Yep, though Lisa and Mr. Lane Four Eyes were rushing to go inside the car anyways. Four Eyes, maybe he was referring to Tony. So, Lisa and Tony are safe. I mean, maybe. I'm not sure about the lightning that's continuously nailing it over and over again. Oh, don't worry about it. They'll find that car is pretty resistant against lightning strikes. Draco, is the lightning like an enchantment? I asked, and Draco started to approach the lightning. Probably, though it's better suited to call it a curse. A curse? Well, do you know the stories of the legendary Blair Witch and how it ended? And not the movie version, by the way. Yeah, I was about to mention that. Indeed, I watched that movie before. Blair Witch. The backstory for the film is a legend fabricated by two people which is detailed in The Curse of Blair Witch. The legend describes the killings and disappearances of some of the residents of Blair, Maryland. The legend, huh? A fictitious town on the site of Burkittsville, Maryland from the 18th to 20th centuries. Residents blame these occurrences on the ghost of Ellie Kedward, a Blair resident accused of practicing witchcraft in 1785 and sentenced to death by exposure. The Curse of the Blair Witch presents the legends as real, complete with manufactured newspaper articles, newsreels, television news reports, and stage interviews. There were filmmakers who disappeared, but their equipment and footage were discovered a year later, then make it into movies. What the heck? Something different with information. What's the difference? Well, the real one is much more sinister. Once they scream, everything begins to crumble. The witch's scream curse. It's the witch's hollowing curse, actually, which is what you heard earlier just before the lightning started coming down. How are we going to stop it? I asked, and I slowly get up next to Draco. Simple. He raised his hands up to his chest and put them in a position as if he was ready to clap. I began to think of a situation that suddenly clicks. He said the solution is simple. It's probably not the first thing that people think of or realize being in a situation feels overpowering and requires a lot to end. But think about it, when people get angry and scream, the quickest way to stop the problem right then and there, by the prayer upon thee, to have the sound to stop. Secret technique are the wolves, dead echo. He clapped, the lightning stopped instantly, and just like that, all the noise in the night had stopped instantly. I blinked several times. That is really surreal. It's like a magic show where a rabbit is inside a hat, and after a single tap, it disappears from the hat, but on a far, far grander scale. Whew, nice. This evening I just found out Wendigos exist and now witches too. Well, no, not quite, huh? We're still dealing with the same person, actually. Mickey said he turned around to pick Zero up. Draco retrieved his sword left on the road. He paused and was staring at something. I slowly approached him. I couldn't tell exactly what was wrong, but my heartbeat was starting to rise. Draco, do you notice something? Huh? What? I tried to look around the area and I noticed that the werewolf who attacked us had disappeared. Did it run away? Or maybe that werewolf was the one who cast a curse. He escaped. Indeed, the interesting part is this guy can hide his scent. Very clever one. He chuckled and changed his sword into a tiny blade. Wait a minute. That blade is the same one that he cut himself with to demonstrate his healing before. This is getting really weird. So, you're giving up already? Yeah, that's enough for today. Wait, what? I mean, I already got what I want for now. We'll figure out the rest at a later time. What does he mean by he already got what he wanted? Draco walked straight to the car and knocked on the side view mirror. I quickly followed him. The car window rolled down. I could see Lisa and Tony. They seemed to be okay. Everyone okay? Yes, Steve. Rules. Yep, seems all fine to me. I couldn't hold in my laugh after hearing that one heck of an exchange. Draco winked at me. He laughed at me. It was a simple joke, but it always managed to make me forget all the terror that I felt during that night. Lisa, see you tomorrow. All right, Chief. Good night. Yeah? You hear Tony starting the engine and Lisa closed the window. They drove off, leaving the two of us here alone. Draco, I still don't get it right now. About what? He looked at me and then walked out to me. By complete surprise, he looked at me like he was picking up a sack. Draco, what are you doing? Oh, sorry, not comfortable. Maybe this is a better position. He adjusted me into a cradling position like a baby, just like how he did when he saved me from the lightning. Dave, don't get me wrong here, bud. We'll just be walking back to my home. And don't try to think of this as a kind of romantic scene. He winked whilst giving a small laugh. It's a good thing you're not heavy at all, not even some brand new pups or this light. But this small one is so damn heavy. Gah. Mickey was not far from us, carrying Zero on his back. It seems that Zero was still asleep. Well, it's a good thing you work out every day, huh? You're probably the strongest out of everyone. Draco teasing Mickey. He lightly bumped Mickey's shoulder and nearly let out a laugh. Mickey doesn't seem annoyed by that statement. Matter of fact, he seems to be blushing. Okay then, can someone tell me what's going on? You still don't get it, don't you? Do I? Considering what happened, we cannot wish the other members to be involved further. You just saw that bitch that has followed you since you left the academy. I didn't see it. It just happened to attack us. Just let me explain, Mickey. You are only making this more confusing. Lee makes a small breath and looks directly at me. I will explain everything, just as I promised you. But now we need to walk, or rather run, since that guy might be following us again. Don't worry, this time we will not be followed again. We're gonna use a different route. I see now. I nodded at him, even though I really don't know what he actually meant by that. I'm not going to ask questions right now, though. Get ready. Let's see who arrives first. Hold on tight, Andy. But what? A race? If I win, you will be my slave on the bed for one night. Mickey chuckled in a perverted way. If I win, then I'll slap your face. But what? Go. Ah! I barely felt any alerts when they started to run. They were running towards the woods near the road, and I closed both my eyes. Draco carefully held me. They were traveling faster and faster. It felt like I was riding a motorcycle going as fast as it could. Everything was whizzing by, leaping over entire river spans and boulders. They were running so quickly it was getting really hard for me to keep my eyes open from the wind whipping against my face. It feels like I'm flying. The lurches left and right, up and down. I was like riding a roller coaster. Suddenly, I could feel Draco slowing himself down to a walking pace before eventually coming to a complete stop. Andy, open your eyes. Uh-huh. I opened my eyes slowly, immediately looking at Draco's face. He was smiling. Why are you smiling like that? I asked, and he began to chuckle with my question. Well, your face seems pale again, Andy. Pale? Are you afraid with speed, Andy? Yeah, kinda. By the way, Andy, over there you should see it. I nodded slowly, turned my head towards where he was looking. I suddenly bit my lips. I felt like I was hypnotized from the view in front of me. It was a small town. The shimmering light from the buildings is so beautiful. Are we in the mountains? Well, probably not quite. It was certainly high though. But there was something else that made me feel so warm inside. The night sky. It was completely clear of any haze or clouds. On the moon and an uncountable amount of stars. It's so surreal I could feel tears starting to roll down my cheeks. The light of the brilliant sky. I never have felt something quite like this in my entire life. Ah, you're such a little crybaby. He wiped my tears with his palm before slowly putting me down and sitting next to me. So, do you feel better now? Huh? Oh, I'm fine. I'm just really amazed by the view. It's so beautiful. Yeah, I was worried about why you were crying for a moment. But why would you bring me here? What about your race with Mickey? Nah, I will deal with him later. I figured though that after everything that's happened today, you needed this. Besides, in case you still haven't found your arrow yet, this one should help. He smiled. I never thought he would be so concerned about me finding my own arrow. But indeed, this view certainly gave me a feeling that I've never quite experienced before. Thank you, Dravion. You're welcome. Now, let's just enjoy the view and relax, alright? Sure, I just hope I can get my smartphone back soon. It would be nice to take a picture of this. Oh, that. He suddenly dug his hand into one of his pockets. Here, your phone. I fixed it. It should be all ready for you. My phone. I take the phone from his hand and turn it on, and I'm glad nothing happened to it. Right, you fixed it? Yes, it was soaked when I found it in your clothes. Luckily for you, it wasn't seriously damaged, but I managed. Geez, that's nice of you. I thought I lost it on the day that the river attacked me. Yeah, don't worry about it. You really have quite a dirty collection on your phone, by the way. He smiled and glared at me as if I was doing something wrong. Huh? Dirty collection? Wait, did he? Oh no, he checked the contents of my phone, didn't he? There's no way he's talking about anything else. No denying it. I always say pictures, especially from Twitter and several other sites. Especially furries and kimonos, and some of them certainly go into explicit territory. Shit, my face blushes a bright red. Oh, don't be sorry. I never thought you would also be a guy for visual novels. I still remain silent, trying my best to not to face him directly. Yeah. Don't worry about it, Andy. I already know. Huh? But what? That they like men. Huh? I don't really know how to counter that. Since when? I asked, but still could not face him, pretending to admire the view. Well, since day one, when you woke up. The moment Mickey entered my room, wearing only an underwear. Your heart rate shot up pretty fast. I completely forgot about that event. Damn it. Don't take it seriously. We still can be friends. Since when have you decided we were friends? I always felt like you were treating me as your subject. You don't want me to be your friend? Looked directly at him. He seemed really serious and worried about it. Well, I really want to. It's just that I'm scared you'll be disgusted by me eventually. Or would that be the case? Well, I might end up seducing you. I chuckled and gave him a small punch on the shoulder. Phew, seduction. Do you remember who I lived with? Mickey is always trying to flirt with me all the time. I'm just joking. He let out a small chuckle and began to stand up. Let's go. Are we gonna walk this time? I asked since he is not offering to lift me like before. Yeah. He pointed me in the direction that. Wait, what? A large building appeared just No, wait, we're in the building? On the balcony? On the first floor balcony. We're already here? No wonder you didn't bother about Mickey. You already won a race. Yeah, even if he arrived first, he would have gone straight to bed and fall asleep. Alright, he's been carrying Zero in his weight, probably worth taking the energy out of him. 100 marks for you. Now come in and take a bath. I already prepared your pajamas and place them on the bed in my room. Pajamas, seriously? This wolf, he always knows my dark secrets and yet he's still nice to me. Most of the time people are repulsed by those who they consider weird, especially if it affects them or a group they're a part of. It's not like we asked to have it this way, it's just that it's almost ingrained in human nature. But Draco seems to not be bothered by me at all. He treats everyone equally. Draco has already entered the house while I'm still outside. The view outside still makes me want to stay. I can't help it. This house is really well positioned, surrounded by forests, high places, with clear sight of the city. I like it. A few minutes later, I can hear someone coming from the nearby forest. Oh, Mickey finally arrives and looks kind of exhausted while Zero is still sleeping on his back. It seems like you lose. I chuckled and he seemed annoyed. Gah, whatever, I need to put this tongue inside. Mickey goes straight into the house and seems really upset with his defeat. I think I'm gonna go inside. I go inside and start trying to figure out which of these 3 doors lead to Draco's room. Maybe I could try this werewolf ability. Remember a TV series, a teenager that turns into a werewolf and learns to control it. I think I can use the same method. I try to remember their scents and focus on them. Zero has a kind of smooth scent like sweet candy. And confused Mickey's, his scent is almost like alcohol, somehow a bit like peppermint. Draco, I'm always with him. He has a strong but calming scent. Chamomile? Let's try this. First door I try to sniff around it. Nothing. Definitely nothing. Next one I try to sniff around it. Oh. This one must be Mickey's. It also has Zero's scent. He must have put him in this room. Mickey must be really tired. I can hear him snoring inside. The last door must be Draco's room. I can confirm it. The smell of chamomile. Open the door, and I was right. I went to his bed, and it seems he really had prepared the pajamas. Let's take a bath. After the bath, I try to put on the pajamas. Whoa. It really fits me well. Oh, that must be Draco. Well, it seems you had a really good smell. He chuckles. I took a bath, silly Wolfie. I'm already there. He gives me a cup of chocolate, hot chocolate. He also brought another one. It seems like herbal tea. Maybe that drink is for him. Let's sit there, or you can sit at my bed. He suggested, and he goes to Karen to bring a small table and a chessboard. You want to play a game of chess at a time like this? Why not? Besides, I'm kind of curious to play with a champion like you. While we are playing, I can share all the information that I promised to share with you. He chuckled, maybe because he saw that trophy. I think it is not a big deal. He seems to underestimate me. Oh, okay, but I want white. Oh, very well. He set the chessboard and put everything in order. Then we both sat face to face with each other. I drank some hot chocolate. Ladies first. As he rests, my lord. I do my move by moving while my pawns. I see. So about the information that you want to share with me, Let me make it easy. I work for the government, Special Forces unit in the military meant to counter the supernatural. Air Force. He said he moved one of his pawns. Air Force. Failure first. I laugh hard. He doesn't seem annoyed about it. Sorry. I'm just joking. I move another one of my pawns. You know, I am the one who chose a name for my unit. I can tell you are the leader. Lisa kept calling you Chief. An alpha. He suddenly laughs a bit. An alpha, huh? Because I'm a wolf, huh? He moves another pawn in that position. I move his black pawn since it is opposite to mine. Take that spot with my white pawn. So what does the F stand for? Fatal. My unit is called Fatal Force. Fatal Force. So we know what a Wendigo is. It's a spirit that originates from the Great Lakes in Nova Scotia. It's an evil spirit that can take on the characteristics of a human. It's also known to do cultural taboos, and it also has a tendency to commit murder. So perhaps the Wendigo that killed Jennifer probably took on the appearance of a human and killed her. It probably fooled Jennifer somehow, and because of that, it managed to kill her in the cafeteria. And the strange voice, the strange person talking to Andy, we learned that a witch, this person in 1785 was executed because they suspected that she was a witch or committing witchcraft, and perhaps that person that was executed in 1785, the same person who was talking to Andy, saying something like Drago will die and stuff like that. And we know now that the Fatal Force, which Drago named, is an agency of the government, U.S. government, and its job is to combat the supernatural. All the supernatural and forces that people, if people found out about Fatal Force, they probably wouldn't believe it, because a lot of people don't believe in supernatural and mythical creatures. So if people heard of an agency like that that's part of the government, they'd be shocked. So we learned quite a lot in this update. We fought the same werewolf that attacked Andy, and he got away. So we got werewolves and Wendigos and witches to worry about now. Before it was just werewolves, but now you got Wendigos and witches, so it's 3 things to worry about now. So that's all I have to say for Fatal Force for now. All the information for the games in the description box below. Thank you all very much for watching. Bye.